This deck is going to be absolutely broken. What is going on, guys? It's your boy Yazi, and I'm here to bring you guys some quick combo tutorials for the new Kashtira deck that is coming out in Photon Hypernova, a one card combo. So this one right here, Kashtira Unicorn, is the combo starter for the deck. You can special summon it if you control no monsters. That's going to search Papillas, or however you pronounce it, and Papilla is going to activate targeting the Unicorn to special Fenrir. Fenrir is going to search Rise Heart. And Rise Heart, you can go ahead and special summon it. I think I do that here. Yep. You don't have to activate their effects when they hit the field, which is really good. You can activate them later along in the combo, which is really good. And that's consistent throughout all the Kashtira cards. Once Shangri-La is on the field, go ahead and activate. And you're going to want to banish Kashtira Big Bang. So what Kashtira Big Bang does when it's banished, you can target one Kashtira Xyz monster you control, detach the material, add it to your hand, and when it's in your hand, you can special summon it back onto the field. So it's a really good effect. It's a really good target if you want to banish something. Banishing stuff in this deck is really good. You can most of the time always recur it. So what a Rise Heart does here, the reason why you want to wait to activate a Rise Heart until Kashtira is out is because when cards are banished face down, you get to lock down a zone, which is really good. So here we see a Chainlink 1 and then now Chainlink 2 for the Kashtira Big Bang. And then I'm going to add Fenrir back to my hand. And then I'm going to be able to special summon it before the Chainlink resolves. And then that zone is shut down. So this is really good here. Then you're going to be able to get to a Rise Heart. Rise Heart is a walking macrocosmos. Anything that's sent to the graveyard, it will be banished, which is highly effective against Terra Elements. Terra Elements is already getting a hit probably in the February ban list. I know they're going to bring the field spell to 1. Besides that, I don't know what they're going to do with the Ishizu cards. Keldo, probably going to 2 or 1. Let's be honest, Madura also probably going to 2 or 1. The deck is going to get hit. This deck is going to come out. I think it's important that you guys understand these combos and the choking points in the deck if you want to be competitive against it. And now let's go into a 3-card combo. Unicorn is obviously the starter. So Unicorn is actually going to search the other card, which is the continuous spell. Kashtira Birth. This card is absolutely broken. This card is really good in this deck. You can normal summon level 7 monsters without tributing. And I mean, that goes for any level 7 monster. It's not just Kashtira cards. And pretty much you'll see in 1 second why this card is really so good. Papayas is going to tag Unicorn, and I'm going to bring out Ogre. Not everybody's going to run Ogre, but Ogre gives you access to some really good trap cards. So trap cards here is going to be Preparations. Preparations lets you special summon a banished monster, a banished Kashtira monster to your field. Kashtira Birth activated, and so I'm going to be able to normal summon Fenrir without tributing, which is really good. Fenrir is going to be able to get its search off. I did set the trap pretty early. I wasn't really paying too much attention. It's not like I'm actually dueling. Rise Heart is able to special summon just by tagging a Kashtira monster on the field. That's it. Now that I have Shangri-La, I'm going to be able to banish, and then my opponent's top 3 cards of their deck will get banished face down. And then that will trigger Kashtira, and I'll be able to lock a zone. And then on top of this, after that resolves, now that Unicorn is banished off the effect of Rise Heart, I will be able to special summon that from my banish zone. And what this allows me to do, what this allows me to do is, so let me explain Rise Heart really quick. You probably saw it in the last one. I didn't explain it. Rise Heart, as long as Shangri-La's effect activates, you can use a single Kashtira card as material, which is highly broken. It's really broken. Consider this card as a freaking walking macrocosmos. This card is a freaking Shen on crack. It's absolutely ridiculous. And not only that, this card adds material to itself every time a card is banished once per chain, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, guys, when this deck hits the freaking TCG, people are going to be surprised, man, especially when people don't really pay attention to the OCG and people are just running around here. She's a terror. She's a terror. She's a terror. This deck is going to tear up the meta. This deck is going to tear up the meta. Besides that, guys, this is a real spice of the deck. Mind Hacker Diabolus, really good card for this deck because it allows you to tag a monster in your opponent's extra deck and banish it face down, which absolutely triggers a myriad of effects. And I'll show you guys right now how it does that. I'm going to detach one material. I'm going to be able to look through his extra deck and then banish a card face down. And then what that does is going to trigger, you can activate these. It doesn't really matter the chain too much, but you're going to be able to chain block at the end of the day. Probably the least important is probably adding a material, I feel like. Because the second effect of shutting down a zone is really good. And also, I've seen some combo tutorials talk about this card. Make sure you're summoning Shangri-La in a link zone, because you're going to be able to clog that zone, and you're most likely going to be able to clog the zones around your opponent's other link zone, because you can't shut down the link zone. But what you can do is you can clog one and make the other one harder to use. So Chainlink 3, Chainlink 3, Mind Hacker. Now this is the absolutely broken effect of this. So pretty much all cards that are face down banished, your opponent banishes cards from the top of their deck face down based on the amount of cards that are already face down banished. Now the entire point of Kashtira is to face down banish your cards. I've played games before where there was about 10 to 12 face down cards banished, and I just absolutely milled the entire deck. I mean, on the verge of my opponent decking out on the next turn, which is absolutely ridiculous. In some of these builds, you do run Book of Mirror Eclipse. Now, he only had 3 face down banished there, so 3 are getting banished, but still, just sending your opponent's monsters just face down banished, that is absolutely ridiculous. When they're face down banished, they may as well not even be part of the game state. So, and then obviously you can still tag one because you can target any card that is banished. So a Rise Heart, when it has 3 materials, it does have a quick effect where you can detach 3 materials, target 1 card in the field, banish it face down, which is really good. The only problem is that it does target, but if it didn't target, this card would be way too broken. And because Mind Hacker on Chainlink 3 is banishing 3 cards, Shangri-La is going to be able to activate its effect again. And since cards were banished, you're going to be able to chain block that as well because of a Rise Heart, because the card was banished. So you're going to be able to clock 3 zones with this combo. Kashtira has a really good effect during the standby phase, and I'm going to go ahead and show that. And I'm going to go ahead and show you why I chose Ogre. Because Ogre lets you search a trap, and Preparations allows you to special summon a Kashtira card that has been banished, or a Kashtira card that is in your banish zone. So you're going to be able to go +2 on the field, and you know the Kashtira cards are just really good to have on the field in general. So in the standby phase, you're going to be able to special summon, or if you activate the trap, you're going to be able to special from banish. But Kashtira allows you to special summon from the deck to the field, which is pretty insane during the standby phase. So I'm going to grab Unicorn. It's really situational. If you want to put a different type of pressure on your opponent, you could put Fenrir, because Fenrir has that banish. Unicorn has a banish from extra deck though, so you know it's all situational. This deck is going to be absolutely broken because I mean I feel like this deck completely counters the Shizu Tear. Here I'll show you pretty much more practical, like maybe what a hand might look like. So I'm just gonna go through the combo again, not really explaining too much. Unicorn, you know, it's gonna search. Already had the Papaya. Birth, it's gonna be able to special summon me a banish card if that happens. Banishing because of pot, going into Kashtira, gonna be able to normal summon Fenrir because of Kashtira Birth. Rise Heart tags, gets out, banishes, lock a zone. Here I can bring back Unicorn with Birth, and then send it, and then this is where the big Chainlink 3 happens, and then when this all resolves, I'll be able to lock down 3 zones. And I still have 2 interruptions in my hand. Like I said, this was a test hand, so pretty much, you know, I didn't D-shifter because that probably would have, it wouldn't have messed up my combos. It actually might have made my combos better if I D-shifter, if I was playing on the D-shifter. I would have had more materials banished. And, you know, there's a lot of interaction you have with banished cards in Kashtira. But, you know, I do have the Ash here. I'll go ahead and run over the deck list really quick. I will say this card, I have ran into a couple of issues playing this deck just because it does not have a lot of interruptions when you have all those cards on the field. Those cards just unfortunately don't have any interruption. So it's really good to end back on, preparations and Shang-Chi Law. Able to get, if you can get Unicorn and Fenrir back on the field, that's pretty good. That's some interruption. I definitely feel like this deck lacks interruption. Don't take this anything too seriously. This is just me playing around with the deck, taking a little inspiration from the OCG list. If I could change one thing about this, I'd probably drop the dark holes and maybe put them in perns just so I can have a little bit more interruption. The Bestial cards, they're give or take. Book of Lunar Eclipse, it's pretty good. Yeah, guys, but that's it. That's probably what some deck lists are gonna look like. Sorry if it's a tech card. It topped in the OCG a couple weeks ago. That being said, guys, that is it for this combo tutorial. If you did enjoy, you want to see future combo tutorials, a lot of deck profiles that we need to record combo tutorials for, test hands. But that was it for the Kashtira. This deck is going to be absolutely ridiculous when it comes out. Make sure that you're prepared, because if you're going to your locals with a Shizu's Terror, the second Photon Hypernova comes out, you might be surprised what you're going up against. Guys, you have been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! House. Don't forget, I'll say it one more time, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.